Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I am playing along with day 2 of the Series 16 for Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And this series, it is a 2-page layout sketch that all the sketches all month long are 2 pages. So I am going to be playing along, some of them just doing one side or the other. I might be shrinking one, I can't remember, and or making the actual double pages. So keep checking in throughout the month and see what I have created with the sketches that I was able to make work with the pictures that I had to scrapbook. So this one I am actually using the right side of the sketch, and instead of making those 4 photos, that I am actually using pattern paper, and I'm going to make them pretty much like just part of the background, and then I'm going to build my pictures and embellishments on top of that. So that was the part of the sketch that I used for my inspiration on this layout. So I am documenting some pictures of a squirrel that we pretty much call all the squirrels in our yard Fred, especially if they come close up to the house. And just stems back from a squirrel that my husband's mother had that would come up to the window and actually knock if the corn was empty out on the back uh, deck railing. So we affectionately just call all of the squirrels Fred. So this is Fred, and I actually work from home, and so one day last year I came up. This might have actually been in the spring, I think. I came upstairs and the squirrel was being funny on the back deck, and so I just snapped some pictures through the sliding glass door, and so I just thought it would be fun to document those. So as you can see from my background, I am actually at a retreat working on this project. So I do have some funny shadows and different things that may look a little different than normal. So the lighting isn't fantastic, but it wasn't horrible either. So I tried to get my side light to work on my fan that I take with me as well, but it really didn't make much of a difference. So I just ended up using the fan only instead of the light. So uh, for as far as the products that you saw in the beginning, that I kind of laid out all the things that I had pulled to create this layout, and they all came from my color drawers. That I pulled things from my orange, teal, and maybe a few pink items, but mostly just those 2 color drawers. And I am just kind of testing things out along the way and making them work. And the papers as well were also from multiple different collections. The teal color and the burnt orange color, that was actually, I think, from a paper pad I bought a long time ago. Might have been from Die Cuts with a View. And then I believe the pink background is a Hip Kit Club paper. And so here I actually had this chipboard frame from Simple Stories. And I think my original thought was to use just fussy cut the chipboard squirrel and forget about the frame. Well, then I decided that I would use them as like photo corners. But then right here you can see that because of his tail, it was going to be hanging off the page if I put it exactly where I wanted it to um, for my layout. So I do decide that at least the top part of that particular corner rounder, that I did cut that off. But I do leave the rest of it. I did consider doing something like this, and now that I'm watching it back, that actually would have worked fine. But I end up just leaving this bottom one with the one piece sticking out, and then the top one is actually the full corner. And so now I'm starting to get things that I had kind of auditioned everything, and now I'm ready to start sticking things down. And so there you can see, hopefully, where I got my inspiration from the sketch on the right side. I didn't do the squares. I just chose to keep the papers up above, just the torn papers, instead of adding the blocks that are represented in the sketch. And here I'm trying to get my blocks looking straight, and I was struggling, but thankfully I got my T-square ruler out and got things working, and finally just had to stand up so I could look from above my camera so you didn't have to see the back of my head. Which may or may not have showered at that point at the retreat. Because what happens at the retreat stays at the retreat. And so here I'm starting to put things down. I did pull out a couple of pocket cards to use, since these were actually smaller 2x3 pictures. They were not great quality, so it does help to print those in a smaller size, so then they don't look as grainy when you do actually get the prints printed out. And so here I am starting to build the upper cluster, photo cluster area. But I haven't quite glued it down to the page yet because I want it, for spacing purposes, I wanted to get both of the clusters built, but have a little bit of separation between the two. So there I'm debating on whether I want to turn that pocket card so it goes horizontal versus vertical. And honestly, I don't remember if I leave it that way or not. I guess we'll find out together. And here I'm just initially laying all the pieces back down again as I had initially auditioned. And then once I verify all the spacing to everything, I will start to glue each layer down. Those acorns were actually on a purple tag that was also from Simple Stories, and since the purple didn't work with my layout, I did go ahead and fussy cut those out to use here. So yeah, it looks like I did leave the pocket card on this cluster in the horizontal position. And since that chipboard button that I'm going to put in the middle of this flower did have holes cut out, that I did put some cream colored twine in the middle and tied a bow. And let's see, so I do go ahead and put this lower cluster down, and I forgot my hole punch, and I had asked my neighbor to borrow hers multiple times, and I think this might have been one of the last layouts that I created on Sunday morning, and I think she had already packed up, so I just made it work. That I poked a hole with my scissors and then tried to cut around it, and honestly by the time I got the twine through there and everything else, that you can't really tell that it's a little rougher than it would normally look, but it's all fine. So just using some foam adhesive there to lift that acorn up. And my glue got a little gloopy, so I did I used my finger to spread it out so it wouldn't ooze out behind that chipboard corner piece. And getting the upper chipboard corner piece put down there. And then I do go ahead, and here's where I am going to add the upper cluster here. And so initially, when you saw earlier that I had gone ahead and auditioned some flowers and things down at the top and at the bottom, and you can see those in my little plate there off to the side. And I don't end up putting those there because I did change my mind and went ahead and used the chipboard pieces instead of the flowers on the top and the bottom. So I did change gears there a little bit. I do end up using, I think, one of those flowers up by that little cluster I just put that says Exploring Outside. And I think that's the only one that I use. And then when I got home, to save on packing, I did not take my enamel dots, but I did come in towards the end here that you will see in the final pictures, where I did add some enamel dots around to finish this off. So this is getting pretty close to being finished. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down below. If you wouldn't mind giving me a like and subscribe if you like what you saw, and go check out the playlist for all the others playing along with 30 Days of Sketches, and we will see you next time. Close-up pictures are coming up here soon, and I do also post those on Instagram as well as Pinterest, so head on over to those accounts that you can find that information. My Instagram on, I think it's DW Crafty, or at DW Crafty for Instagram. So hopefully I'll see you over there, and thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.